Hi, I'm Matt, and we talk about comic books at the Comic Vault. This week, we're talking about Blackest Night 8. What did everybody think about it? I had to read this book twice to fully grasp it. The first time I read it quick, before it went on the shelves, and I was like, oh, that was kind of quick, and it was alright. And the big thing with miniseries is it takes forever to come out. And when that happens, there's such anticipation for the climax, the finale, that whenever it comes out, it's sometimes blah and doesn't, hit the mark like it should. That's why when I originally read it, I was kind of like, blah, this or that, didn't feel, it was like, oh, this is kind of quick, wrapped up, blah, blah, hip, hip, there we go, done. Leads into something else. On the second reading, and just enjoying it, reading it slowly, and taking in all the pictures, and all the art, and all the subtleties, I really did enjoy this book. The series did what it was supposed to do. It changed the status quo in the DC universe. People died throughout it. People came back. The art was amazing. It had a grand scope. Made you think about different things, different emotions. Hence the emotional spectrum. And it did what it was supposed to do for a major crossover. And there really wasn't too many delays in the book. It was only 1 month off. So, hands down, you got to give it thumbs up for a DC crossover. You think of the ones that have come before with Final Crisis, Crisis of Infinite Earth, Infinite Crisis, Identity Crisis. This definitely, in time, will rank up there with Crisis of Infinite Earth and Infinite Crisis. And it's definitely better than Final Crisis. I think the reason why people were upset with this book is that there was no big battle and somebody didn't, give their life on the line to save the world. But I don't think that's what Blackest Night was about. Blackest Night started off with death and ended with life. So you can't kill everybody in the last book to save the world, because that's not what the book's about. It's about setting up the new status quo. As in Crisis of Infinite Earth or Infinite Crisis, they contracted the multiverse or brought the multiverse back. This, I'm putting this out a little late because I didn't want to put spoilers out there, but this brought people back that they wanted to bring back, and then said that, anyone who dies here on out, after that will be dead. Dead is dead. Dead is dead until Jeff Johns stops working for DC and somebody else comes in. Which is fine, because we think Jeff Johns is going to be working there for a while, and I'm pretty excited about it. But overall, I definitely know that, the younger set of readers, and I don't mean younger, the 18 and 25 crowd that reads comic books at the Comic Vault, was very disappointed with the ending, more or less. I mean, we're generalizing. I'm sure there's people who liked it in that crowd. And then the people that were 25 and above enjoyed the book, more or less. Everybody seemed to enjoy it. The older crowd seemed to enjoy it. So there was definitely a divide in the different ages of people that read it and whether or not they liked it or not. I still have some mixed emotions leading up to it because it was just so grand scoping. And they were trying to hit a lot of different things, create a new religion, all this fun stuff. The reason why I like it is the reason why we read comic books. Is that now we're like, okay, bam, this happens. And now next week is Brightest Day 0. So it's like, what happens next? And that's why we read them. After Infinite Crisis or Crisis of Infinite Earth, you wanted to read comic books afterwards because, there was new universes or there was no universes and there was new people on the Earth and all this other fun stuff. we read 52 afterwards, and we enjoyed it. The same thing with Secret Invasion. Everybody loved Dark Reign after that, and now they're really reading Siege, and everybody's excited about the Heroic Age. So this is the cycle of comic books. So, I do think that Jeff Johns did a phenomenal job setting this up. And again, going through slowly, this book has 6 splash pages in it that are just phenomenal. So I definitely recommend it. I enjoyed it thoroughly. And it's going to, I think, really read well in trades. You're going to have to definitely buy the Green Lantern trade and the Blackest Night trade, put those two together. And I'm hoping that they'll come out with an absolute Blackest Night trade that just has everything. So I love the book. I like the series. It had a little downer towards the middle, but then ended well. Tell me what you think. I always enjoy feedback on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube or just emails. Let me know what you thought. And then what are we talking about this week coming up? I think this week coming up is the Shield #1. So looking forward to that. There's definitely a lot of great stuff coming up this summer. And I think I will see everyone at C2E2 coming up next week too. So take care, guys. Thank you. Bye.